Hi everybody, hello. Okay, so I thought that I would talk to you a little bit about my high school. When I was, it went from 6th grade to 12th. And my school was old, and it's got a lot of history, and back then I looked at it and to me it looked like a different school, like the layout and the architect of it, like it was pretty. This thing was really pretty, and on the outside, because see, when you're a kid you don't understand a whole lot. I just thought, man, this school is pretty. I never seen one like this before. And then on the outside there was these two things. They were on each side of the building, because there was an entrance down here and here. And then on the thing, there was these real pretty graved metal things, like stone. And one of them was loose, and we would just always play on it. We would just roll it. Well, we never really thought about who does that at that age, you know? And I got to really looking the other day at my school up, and now they got it as an office. It's beautiful. It used to be like a really dark brown, and it was brick and stone, and now they got it as a gold and black. I think it's beautiful, so pretty. We used to be able to get up on this thing. It was like a balcony. We called it the roof. It wasn't a roof, it was a balcony. But I remember taking pictures up there because we was allowed. The teacher would come out with us. But I just remember taking pictures, and now downtown Cincinnati does not look like this. And I'm very glad and I'm fortunate to have these photos. Now there is a couple of me on the roof, and I will try to find those. But here is one. I got the other one behind it. There's that. That is the bridge and that they tore down. And then this thing over here, this building right there with all the steps, that's where you went for your concerts and your circuses and stuff like that. And this whole riverfront does not look this way anymore. It had a facelift, and Kentucky did too, because now Kentucky looks like it's a casino place at night. It's all lit up with beautiful colors and stuff. Ferris wheels. So yeah, Ferris wheels, all that. That was a call. I don't know, whatever. But over here behind the bridge on this line, that's Kentucky. Just Google up Kentucky riverfront and you'll be amazed. And then look at my picture. And then here is where the Cincinnati Reds and the Bengals would play. Now they have their separate stadiums. And then underneath, right in here, is parking. And that is no longer there. And I also have a picture of that inside. When you did something good at school, they would take your picture, like the inside of that stadium, and it would have lights, and it would say your name and A honor roll or whatever you've done that was really good like that. They would do that, and I have a couple of those. So I'm very fortunate to have those because it's no longer there, that building. Okay, so my school was called Guilford High School in the 90s, and now the original was really Guilford School, and it was a historical public school building at 421 East 4th Street. It was reconstructed in 1914, named for Ohio education advocate Nathan Guilford. The building now is housing commercial offices, was designed by Frederick W. Garber. So they redid it. It is pretty. And I have pictures to show you, so of before and after. The property was once also the site of a Fort Washington boarding Fort Washington, and a boarding house where the songwriter lived, Stephen Foster. He lived there, so I did not know that. And I'm going to have to look that name up because I'm wondering who is he, and I want to see how long he lived there. Well, I do know how long. Hold on, we'll find out too. Anyway, Nathan Guilford, a Yale graduate and a lawyer who helped secure the legless shame. Can you say that word? I said it last night when I was writing this. Now I can't. Legless shaving. It's in my head and I can't say it. Ugh. Legishighon. Legreshade. For public schools there in Ohio, and used Cincinnati's first superintendent of schools. Somehow my mind is twisted today. The building was extracted on the site. Erected. ERECTED. Correct me, please. On the site. Fort Washington, and later second as the location of the time Guilford boarding house, where Stephen Foster resided from 1846 to 1850. And then it says horticulture. The school was built in the Italian style. And it really was. And I'm telling you, this school is beautiful. Wait till you see the pictures. I was very honored to go there. And I'm going to tell you now, I have never loved a school as much as I love that school. It was small, but it was so awesome. I don't know. I knew every teacher. They all knew us. It was a Renaissance style, like Italian Renaissance style, and was designed by Frederick W. Garber. Now, the guy they were talking about, the Stephen guy, he kind of reminded me, I seen pictures and the history that the principal and everybody told us what it was, because we went down a walk through, my mom and us, when she wanted me to go to the school. And I remember by the water fountain there was like a little lion. It was like in the wall statue, but it was like built into the wall, and the fountain was really pretty, and it had like a shell over it, like a turtle shell. It was just so laid out, beautiful. And there was a statue, like a big old plaque, and it had the guy's picture in it, and he looked like he was the captain of Titanic. It just stood out to me. And what I found out a lot about him, because we had to do a history, because that was our school, they wanted us to know the history, and I really loved history. I always have. When I was a kid, I would look in a lot of encyclopedias because there's pictures, and my mom had a set that was old-fashioned, and I love history and I love old-fashioned stuff, so it got my curiosity, and we went and done research and stuff, and couldn't find out that Stephen he couldn't stand it no more because he seen kids come in, and remember it was a foster and it was a boarding school. He went to the top, and I didn't know this. I always loved to go up to the top where the porch was, and our teachers would take us there and let us go and look out because we just loved it. A couple of us did. A lot of them didn't want to. And on that porch, he jumped off and killed himself. So, I don't know, it's a beautiful school. So I just thought I would share with you guys. I really loved it. The whole place was just so pretty. The library was beautiful. It was all wood. The whole place was like wood. And the floors was those black and white tiles from back in the day. I mean, it was so pretty. And they did do work on it a little bit, updated it for the school, but you could still see the structures and stuff of it, and the blackboards were just wood and stuff around it. The closet's beautiful. I really loved it. They had the old-fashioned heat things on the wall. They were black, but they were kind of like not metal, like brass or something, but they were black. It was just pretty. The designs of the around the doors, just beautiful, and it made you think of the person who actually put the detail into this. And then the ceiling had real pretty carvings and artwork on it. And then our what was it? Where we did assemblies and all that stuff. It was an auditorium. There we go. But it looked like a theater where the stage is, but then the top of it had like these angels and stuff on it, and real pretty colors that didn't just like real dark or not, real light. And it had like the looked like a sky, like it just blended in together, and it was just so beautiful. And the windows had these big bay windows, and they were carved like this at the top, and there was like 4 of them. And I just like thought, oh my gosh, this school is so pretty. At that age, I thought it was beautiful. So I thought I would just share that with you guys because I really loved my school, and I loved everything about it. Of course, I didn't want to go to school all the time. I'm a kid, you know, but I really loved my school, and it was a special school. It really was. It was for people with autism and stuff like that, but it was just so beautiful. And looking at me now, being an adult, I'm so thankful that I got to go to that school and that time of era, especially nowadays. And I wish kids could be able to have a good school like that and be safe. Of course, there was shootings and stuff once in a while. Like there was a park right by us, and it was called Lytle Park. I'll see if I can get some pictures of that too. And we used to go over there because our school was right here. And then when you go out the door from eating lunch, you go through the parking lot and you go down some steps and go straight over to Lytle Park. And it looked like a maze, okay, like an old-fashioned maze from like one of them great big mansions. You know, their gardens, how they have different little shrubbings here and here, and then in the middle the statue. Yes, Mr. Lytle was in the middle. So we used to go over and hang out on Mr. Lytle. He was covered with these real beautiful flowers around him. And there was these little shelter things, but you couldn't go in them, but they were just designed so beautiful. And it looked like a stage around it. We just would sit there and sing and stuff and act like we were on stage. And it was just so pretty over there. All kinds of little benches to sit, and me and my friends once in a while, especially me and Yolanda, we would go over and sit and eat our lunch sometimes over there. Our moms would pack our lunch, and we would share our lunches because it was a little treat for me and her. I'm still friends with a lot of people from there. Yolanda is the one that it was just, we were sisters. We were just sisters, and I loved her so much, and I still do, and we talk all the time. And it was just good memories all the way around. That school is so awesome. But now it's not a school, like I said, and one day I would love to go back down there. It's just far from here where I'm at, to go over there and look at it. I wish I could go inside. I don't know if I could because it looks like there's gates around it, but I would love to just go inside and just look around, because I met some really good principals, and I had 2 of them, and I had some super good teachers. Miss Smith, oh my gosh, I loved her. Miss Blackburn, loved her. She was hard on you, but boy, she knew what she was doing. And Mr. Sheets and Mr. Smith. If I could find all their pictures, I'll show you it. Just some really good teachers. And Mr. Smith and Mr. Lewis, they were the math and science teacher. And then if you go in the hallway, one of them will be like, what's the $1 million question? And then he'll tell you, he'll be like, I'll tell you what it is. And he'll give you a math problem to solve, and he'll go, hurry, tell me what it is. And it was so funny. And when you get it, he's like, I owe you a pop. And you think, yeah, right. And then when you get in his class later that evening, right after lunch, you think, okay, you forgot about it, so he forgot. You get in there, and he'd say, I got you a pop, but you can't have it now because I know you'll try to drink it. And it was just so funny. And that's how those teachers was. They were so cool. They do the fist pump in the hallway. It was really nice, and I really loved that school. But I thought I would share that with you because I've never shared my school with you guys. And I have to get all my pictures together so I can show you the hallway and stuff, because it's pretty. But now I've seen some of it inside, and it looks like a movie theater. It's pretty, but I still remember my school. And I wish they would have kept it like that. But I know things have to evolve and everything. I understand. But I thought I would just share a little bit of my school history, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to, I don't know, that's where I had my passion for art. That's where I picked it up. I didn't know I had a passion until my art teacher was like, look, Mr. Lewis and them, he said, you got a big talent. Let's get this going. And put me in all kinds of contests and really believed in me. And each teacher had a unique way of bringing their kids out. And I will for always, and that's where I started learning. I love history. Miss Robinson, oh my gosh. And Miss Pope, that was my 6th grade teacher through 7th grade. And she was so sweet. My mom loved her too. She loved all of them. And yeah. So if you had a teacher that taught you a whole lot and brought the good out of you, I'd love to hear just a little bit about them in here. If you could just say the teacher's name or something. But let me tell you, teachers have it hard. But let me say this, when you got a good one, and I had a couple, man, even the custodian, the janitor, oh my gosh, he was so awesome. His name was Mr. Smith too, and I have a picture of him with my friend, and oh, he was such a cool man. Oh my goodness, he loved the kids. Being an adult now and looking back, that man was so respectful, and he was a man. He really was. He was a gentleman and a man, and I really respected him a whole lot, and he was just so awesome. But that is just it, and I'm going to go ahead and go, and I hope you enjoyed this, and now I'll show you a bunch of my pictures with it, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.